that game's going to be super interesting.
No. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Daniel Jones, Darius Slayton.
Maybe we get Malik Neighbors back. Hopefully we get Malik Neighbors back.
That's a big
Malik Neighbors versus Jamar Chase is going to be pretty cool.
Yep. They're only 3-point dogs, the New York Giants. They're a competent team.
Well, Dable's coaching for his job right now, and
Yeah.
it looks like it. It was a big win for the Giants.
Yeah. That was a huge win for the Giants. Huge win. Our guy, Tyrone Tracy. Let's go. Come on now.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was real nice. Clearly the best running back on the Giants. Just took Devin Singletary to get hurt to play him.
Yeah.
Weekend Warriors, starting with Garrett Wilson, who just had a wild day in terms of target share. 22 targets for Garrett Wilson. He caught 13 of them for over 100 yards and a touchdown. I mean, Matthew, if you drafted Garrett Wilson in the first round, you've finally got a reward.
This is what you expected when you drafted Garrett Wilson, was that he was going to be an alpha wide receiver that Aaron Rodgers was going to look for early and often, and not throw to Alan Lazard.
Right.
But
he dropped 4 passes yesterday, by the way.
Of course he did.
4 on 10 targets.
There you go.
Statistically,
dropped 4 passes.
I wasn't counting,
just in terms of his contract, it's just $10 million per drop. It's economical. Don't get me started. But what I will say is
had a touchdown, by the way.
Yeah, of course
he also dropped one that probably could have been the difference in the game.
But second best fantasy game of his career, most targets in a game since 2015, and Antonio Brown had 23 there. But a ridiculous 43% target share. There's a lot of reasons why the Jets lost that game. Garrett Wilson ain't one of them. Hopefully they continue to feed him.
Things just look better with them, which is what you've been waiting for. Jay, how about Caleb Williams having the best start of his young career? Completes 20 at 29, over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. He ran a little bit. Caleb looked really comfortable yesterday.
Maybe I'll have a big bet on Caleb Williams for an Offensive Rookie of the Year and come in with my Bears jersey on Mondays opposite your Commanders jerseys. They're going head-to-head in a couple of weeks, by the way. That's going to be an epic. I think this is a hugely positive sign combined with last week as well, where Caleb was a little bit better, and then the week before that where he had 360-plus yards against the Colts. Just the fact that he's able to put up this type of volume, this is the type of stuff like Bo Nix hasn't been able to do, that Bryce Young wasn't able to do last season. And so Caleb doing this, hyper-efficient, advanced stats amazing. The touchdown pass to DJ Moore was next level type of stuff. This is what we wanted to see from Caleb Williams. Hugely encouraging.
300 yards passing in 2 of his last 3 games, by the way. Now, he was doing it against the Carolina Panthers, and he was at home. But, to your point, they're home to Jacksonville next week. Then they get a bye, which is always nice for rookie quarterbacks, sort of reset and everything like that. Then they're at Washington, whose defense is still not it's been good the last 2 weeks, but it hadn't been great, and then at Arizona. So the schedule there plays out nicely, I think, for Caleb Williams to continue fantasy production. DJ Moore, obviously, a big beneficiary in a revenge game against the Panthers.
Darius Slayton also makes our weekend Warriors. No Malik Neighbors. It felt like all the targets shifted over to Slayton, Matthew. 11 of them. He caught 8 of them for 122 yards and a touchdown in a game where Daniel Jones looked fine.
Yeah, by the way, almost a 36% target share. Daniel Jones was totally fine. Really nice win for the Giants on the road at Seattle. Embarrassing loss for the Seattle that they let Darius Slayton. They're playing against backups, right? So they got Tyrone Tracy.
Ran
all over him. Ran great. You got Slayton as well. Wan'Dale Robinson does his thing. Theo Johnson. I mean,
all their young players got a chance. Tracy, Theo
produced as well. Quiet game from DK Metcalf in terms of what was expected of him. So, good for Darius Slayton. But I don't, unless Malik Neighbors is out again, I think this is something you ignore. We'll talk about more of this tomorrow.
Yep. By the way, you take out week 1 against the Vikings, who might have the best defense in football. EPA per play, Daniel Jones has been the 6th most efficient quarterback in football. Now, I don't think he's the 6th best quarterback in football, but he is competent and he can get the ball to these
He's not a disaster.
Yeah.
He's not a disaster.
He's fine.
Yeah.
And we also got to give him some kind of, nod here that he's shaking off rust from a season-ending injury last year.
Yep. And he's whatever. He made Darius Slayton a thing, but he's got one weapon. Yeah. And
2 now with Tyrone Tracy.
I guess, yeah.
Jay, how about Brock Bowers? Catches 8 of 12 targets, 97 yards and a touchdown in a wasteland for tight end. Brock Bowers is shining.
Well, yeah, the Las Vegas Raiders right now are a bit of a wasteland. Just overall, don't know what their quarterback situation is going to be. I don't think it matters. The key for Brock Bowers is not so much the 97 yards and the touchdown, the fact he's getting 12 targets as a tight end. Like this guy, I think he's a top 3 tight end, top 3 to 4 tight ends in the league the rest of the way. And yeah, like I said, quarterback, whether it's AOC or Gardner Minshew, Brock Bowers is going to be the number 1 weapon in that offense.
Yeah, he is. I don't know that there's a tight end I'd rather have than Brock Bowers the rest of the way. Like, if you were redrafting today, who's your number 1 tight end that you drafted?
Brock Bowers. Yeah, it's Brock Bowers.
I think so. I mean, we haven't seen a lot from
Laporta's been disappointing.
Laporta's been disappointing. Trey McBride has. Kincaid, Kelsey.
Everyone else is just inconsistent. It's one hot week, 2 bad weeks.
There's just very few tight ends who are the #1 guy on an NFL offense.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.